stepped in, fill the gap, and they've been left with a change there too. I haven't seen NIP so far. How are the changes working so far? I think they're the second best team in Group Nirvana. I don't think that... at one extent did choose not to go towards that as well. Teleport has been picked up by Feather, not by Niket. They both have that spell book, but not going towards the teleport right now. Hoya can get a little bit of wave clear in, but needs that power Q. Really gets to level 6. We'll be safe now. How much CS is he going to lose though? Niket could yeah, he's actually looking to go press that ult now just so he can get that powered Q for wave clear. I was just saying, he was just a little bit too low rage. On the other side, Feather pullback doesn't get that root, and we're firmly into slapping this Yunara down from the field of play before they can really get damage off. However, on the other, hang on, Hoy's going to use that ult. There's the Doomby coming up with the global. Not really on a great timing though. Of course, Doomby, great player of global champions, but I think you know, Hoy's very, very happy now with that ability to survive there. Setab was on the roam to potentially cover if things went long enough.
Yeah, went across the wall there with that across the veil. I don't think a wall counts as a veil. I feel like a veil is slightly thinner. More nebulous.
But it can sometimes be a curtain.
Yeah. Is a curtain a wall?
No, not always.
It's a dive,
dash out from leave.
Oh, and actually now that's just a very dead-looking Yunara. The Arc of Ruin is good. We'll get one back, but now Niket caught under this turret won't be able to get that much back. Leave Flash Cleanse does survive.
Steal separately to each target, depending on the damage done to them. Okay, it'd be like, you know, if Lucian did a double tap pass onto every target around the original target, you know what I mean? Onto the recall, no flash on Niket, he's going to be caught out.
Yeah, he is. That's a very dead-looking rel. Well done there from TT.
Oh, and apologies as well. We heard as the host welcomed our teams in today, actually. It's the artist formerly known as Niket is apparently the pronunciation, I don't know when this changed, was introduced as Nike instead.
Nike, okay.
Nike Goddess of Victory, I suppose. So yeah, it'll take us a little while to get around to pronouncing it that way, but that to zone or corral TT into different areas around the objective or mid lane.
See how it all plays out from here. That Herald drop comes on through. Weaver's wall as well. 1xN caught on the other side of it. Needs to be a bit wary. Throws down the doggy. The deadly plumage beginning to fly. Just giving that bit extra move attack speed. Turret in mid lane will fall. NIP force hard and get the turret they were looking for.
Setab's, oh, hang on a second. Solo kill pulled the ult onto Setab. Ult for ult. It looks like the trade flashes away from a bit of damage. Not all of it, though.
Oh, nice solo kill from, you guessed it, solo kill.
Setab, no HP to work with in this build, has good burst, but caught out by the Ambassador. And Setab, yeah, a big part of TT's damage and their threat onto leave is gone. I don't think TT can do that much, which is a real bummer for them, because I think they were banking on, oh, well, we'll soak the mid lane push, we'll call down Setab at some point, and then we'll fight. Not able to do so. NIP take the mid lane, they take a solo kill on top side, and they use them both to go in towards the
of course,
drag.
going for the Blade of the Ruin King first, still going towards his Hurricane second. And it does mean actually for a lot of those HP stackers, you do get a lot of value now in terms of just the AoE hitting people with lots of bolts everywhere.
What it does really give is wave clear, which sometimes Yunara is a little bit slow on. Hang on a second. Setup, flash onto Niket coming into bot side. Flick back from Doomby. Great follow-up with the flash. Double flash it. Well, yeah, double roam down that. Nio was around the corner, and Setup has had an awful time in side lanes.
That's not great. Going towards the Shadow Flame second. I know Xiaohu loves this build, but Xiaohu is very outside later, and Setup right now is struggling with it.
NIP getting huge value across the map now. Of course, they have the better grubs as well. They have 2 compared to just TT's 1. They'll take turrets a little quicker. They took the top lane before with solo kill. Take the bot lane now. Mid lane should still be able to wave clear through by leave. He has himself cleansed, so it's not really like anything coming from that. So they're ulting towards mid lane. There is a fire ult with flash as well. Flash forwards, 1xN on top of the minefield, but gets away from the Vi ultimate. The Ambassador ult misses.
We do. Damage comes on down. 1xN gets one back at the very least. AD carry getting a kill each way. Aki now getting some damage down, but he's just going to get run out as Leave just gets to keep ghosting and forwards with that Kanmei step.
I said, oh, the Ambassador ult misses. It's because the damn line skill shot looks exactly the same as the Ambassador. It's like, oh, it just missed it, because I just see 1xN, really good reactions from him. Dodges out on a bunch of stuff which flies at him. Hoya comes in on a good timing too. But Aki just goes way too far forwards.
Picture in picture, Yunara.
If he catches Setup, who doesn't have flash, that could be a huge moment for the top laner of NIP.
Setup needs to be a bit good. Does go across the veil. Solo kill now looking for an angle. It's a known quantity. 5,000 HP. Can they find the smite still? Paranoia comes on down. Turns the lights out, making it a bit trickier. The smite from Feathers Spellbook will help secure that one. Now to the backline. Aki low. Goes down with the Madness. Still coming on through from the execution. Onto the Zyre in the backline. Solo kill in danger. Flash on forwards for the Ruthless Predator. Trying to get some mortars. Hoya gets that one. It's a messy fight. Now a 3v2 with 1xM trying to get some value. Another wonderful shattering strike. Can't get the feathers. Finally gets the Featherstorm. It's just not enough in the tank. They get the Attic Arm, but lose absolutely everyone doing it.
An ill-fated engage from their AD carries, meant to be their big damage source to win in a 4v5. That is insane. On sideline now, Feathers caught out by the Solero. Think the Rakan's going to go down. Indeed they will. Kill for NIP onto the support of TT.
Now into this position where NIP find themselves. A lot of
Oh my god, it's just happening again.
Going down again. That's what, 4 times effectively died inside lanes?
Yeah, it's I think 3 because 1 was in that team fight, but same difference really. The NIP have played around sideline so much better. Nycat was playing not been that this game. He's not at fault. I think really, compositionally, TT have had some issues. Now I might get a Q and an ult out of a bush. Here comes Doinby.
Gets some value. He's going to be jumping onto Hoya down to 10% HP. Goes down. Solo kill. Picks it up in short order.
Now, the good thing about this is that Aurora is actually hitting top lane just a little bit to make sure that... no, I mean, the turret's already gone, but at least cross-mapping in terms of the wave there. But Hoya dying so quickly, it's a bit of a problem. You fed some Magi stacks over to Doinby as well. And, yeah, thank you for the stream through there. Katari, good to see you. Good morning. And TFG as well, good to see you in chat. And all the regulars as well. Appreciate you all over Twitch, YouTube, and of course, Onivia's chat as well. NIP setting up towards that Baron. Hoya's dead for a little bit longer. They could potentially look to start up the Baron and force the teleport out. They do have a blade on Yunara, so better objective damage from them.
We get a fair amount of damage on down. NIP looking to get some autos on through. This Baron, let's just down short order. Down to 5,000. Niket into the back line, trying to get out again. Nycat, we get that pronunciation right. They don't quite find what they're looking for because 1xM was very fast on that Featherstorm. And now Nycat is a little bit split off. The attempted flank has gone so very wrong because the bird, it turns out, can fly.
Nycat caught out after trying to find a bit of a risky retreat path, and NIP, despite them being in a good position...
Giving this dragon up.
Yeah, look, it would be third dragon. It's not the worst dragon to give up in the game. Now, I will say 3 Chemtech dragons now means that you have 18% heal and shield boost, which does apply to stuff like Rel's Crashdown, and to Vi's passive, and to, of course, Ambess's multiple shields as well. There's only one Tabby. This is the game which you absolutely don't go towards that. Towards, yeah, looks like the Infinity Edge coming next. Game's really slowed down. NIP, I think they were getting free wins out of side lanes onto people like Setup and Hoya over pushing. That's no longer the case. They're having to pull TT towards objectives, but they can't rush the objectives quickly enough. And they can't peel off the objective to dive onto the Zyre well enough to stop him from getting burst with huge feather pullbacks.
Okay, trying to jump on a Setup who gets shoved anyway. Oh, Setup, it's not even a side lane. It's just the mid lane.
You have flash, you have ult, you use neither, and TT are down a mid laner. That's the play they were looking for, and Setup dies a 5th time. A terrible performance from him getting caught out isolated multiple times.
Double root doesn't lead to all that much. Poor old Ishin.
With 4 items, sure, because
your autos are.
Because the auto attacks can burst like that. There is an Infinity Edge. A good Infinity Edge crit will be a burst, but it's not the same as someone like that Zyre. You can go, you know, an auto Q, E-Feather pullback or something like that. It's incredibly high DPS, and like, as long as you're in her active range. Which
that does tend to be the key, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Chemtech Soul, spawning now. NIP, gonna start it up with the Ambassador. Perhaps TT say, look, you can have the Soul. We're not going to die over this. They're teleporting towards the Baron instead, trying to take Baron for the Soul, potentially. 1xM doesn't have that much life steal. That's a bit of a mistake there for him to be the one tanking it, actually. Teleport onto the other side, Doinby coming over. And TT, they're just umming and ahhing.
They're just trying to bait people in. For Setup's not here either. He just want to teleport. So they've just been a bit like, can we find something? No, they get the teleport. So he's going to say, that'll have to do.
It's a lot of inaction. They go towards the Baron, they get a teleport out, and they don't commit to that either. It's a slow game, folks. What can I say?
Looks like 1xM potentially in danger here. Goes up into the sky. Massive turnaround. Looking to get some value back as Down goes Feather. Setup gets Yunara, though. And that means that potentially they can turn from the public execution goes wide.
So 80 carry down while 1xN is still up. Now 1xN doesn't have summoners or ults because he had to use both. But Smite, they see the HP and it's not that low actually. They could potentially look to contest this still. Couple of seconds on the ult. They could go for a paranoia steal.
For it, Nicat. He chunked out but not down.
Oh, this is dangerous, NIP.
Here we go. Oh, NIP. I think they might have fumbled this one a little, pulling off the Baron. Feather in the front line. Celestial opposition goes down. Finally, the paranoia pop. Feather in the backside. Gets the quickness. Only one to really want. Going through another. On the other side, set up between worlds. Gets some value. Trying to get onto Doinby. Does pick up Yunara, who doesn't survive the worlds between. Flash away for a second from Naya. Gets himself across the wall with a Vault Breaker. What about 1xN? Trying to stack up some autos across those wards. Keeping himself going. Keeping the Conqueror stack best he can. Feather gets the knockup. Doinby flashes away. They lose the Rakan. Damage comes on down on top of the Ambassador, who finally falls. Doinby no mana. Rooted but gets himself out.
Doinby doing a hell of a lot of work. I wonder whether TT could have actually left. Q gets that mini knockback, which pushes Aurora into the edge of the Between Worlds. That punts her over to the other side of it and allows him to go towards the fight. Now, we have TT starting the Baron themselves, and they are actually rushing it.
Yeah, they get stunned up, but not to that much avail. Paranoia comes on down. Magna Storm away from Niket. Safety for now. Feathers begin to fly across Niket, who loses about half their HP bar.
Yeah, it's a clean Baron secure, and it's on a good timing for the Elder. It's not like they have to spawning. Solo kill over the wall. Not many flashes available for this fight, you know. 1xN has his, though, and that is a huge kingmaker in this kind of fight. Elder started up. Feathers racking up as well. Wall used to separate TT away from the objective. 1xN pulling the Feathers back, but not in place for DPS. Needs to get in position to do some damage right now. Hoya getting some stuns onto solo kill. Feather going in for a little bit of engage onto the front line. Taken by Aki against his old team. Leave will die, and TT will scale into the late game and leave the ninjas in pajamas broken and shattered.
They should have won this game oh so much earlier, should NIP. Solo kill burning out, not quite down and survives, but it's not going to change all that much in the grand scheme of things. Thunder Talk hold their nerve, play around the Xayah and setup. He may have died 5 times in side lanes, but when it comes to the big old fight, he still gets to press R. Thunder Talk are going to win game 1.
TT pounce on NIP around the Elder. Secure the objective and solo kill. He is trying his best, but he can't do much about the Elder. TT will scale, clutch it out, and take game 1 against NIP, who have looked very good in Nirvana so far. So TT, good signs for them, and Aki. It's the melee. My worry for TT is that if Lucian goes down, their damage goes with it. So 1xN will need to be very, very protected and play very well. A little bit of damage coming through. The camp will reset, but the poke has gone to the side of NIP. What's happening here? Now, Orion is getting the shove in mid lane. Level 2 hit from Nio because he gets that smite Feather. Doesn't have much to deal with. He's going to go down for first blood. Pantheon takes it. Good smite from Nio, and TT bring 4 members to a party. 3 members to a party. That forward present.
Potential guy dive here. Doinby's got 6. They can look for this. 1xN with the Baron and the Flash. Gonna have to burn both carefully. They used to heal early. Great jump forwards. Gets nothing there. Niket flashes out, and the turret heated up means nothing. NIP with a clean dive for Nio's Pantheon, and Nio from ahead is very, very dangerous. He's wonderful from that. Oops, is what we say about that one. Potential angle on in here with the Grand Star for Feather in danger. Don't think he's going to be given an opportunity to get out of this. I think this kill's going to be donated over to at least 1 extra member. Solo Kill is the one who's picking it up. NIP. On now, potentially engage onto Doinby, who's got an ult, got the passive to worry about with Braum, tries to play this one out cleverly with the Twilight Shrine, and does so. Dawning Shadow comes across 3 members, Doinby re-engaging, Crescent Guard buys time, Doinby ignited but not down! 1xN gets the Akali Traitor's Life for it, but it was always looking dicey. You'll take what you can get.
Think about what I've done, sir.
Yeah, but you're off, you've been taken out of timeout.
Yeah, I've been.
Are you sorry? TPing and they really want to
Setup can shockwave the wave. He can shockwave the wave. He doesn't even need to here. They're going to go into turret. There is a shockwave to buy some time.
Needs to be carried. Careful, doesn't get anything. He's just going to go down. The dive comes on through. Niket will die to the turret. Does it execute?
Yeah, it does. Poor flash from Setup. Honestly, would have just been better off throwing a freaking auto. Doesn't get that much value down. And now with the 3 grubs, NIP will get a kill get themselves the turret. It'll be first turret, so it'll be towards the feat to strength.
But I don't think they have desired late game win condition this time, right? 1xn can dance best he can. And speaking of, maybe required to, as Hoya.
Nice, Hoya.
On in. That was really good. Leave is the one who died. Aki goes on in. Crescent guard, blocks out 4. Broad passive onto solo kill, who is certainly not in a solo scenario. And Aki gets the double.
Insane ult angle from Hoya. Hoya is a player which has often been my most criticized member of TT, but he had a series recently where he was deathless. His tank play has been very important to TT, playing front to back styles. Feather will spot out a couple of... Hang on, Feather, my dude, this is actually a little bit too far.
Got the breakable in a dream. Won't get to stand behind 1xn. Flashes and dies. Awkward Doomby now really deep though, and is traded out.
Really nice from Satab to get that shield onto 1xn to give the shockwave. And honestly, trading Akali for Braum, you take that as TT, especially because that kill saved
I could take him.
I could take
in a fight, right?
In a fight, right?
In a fight,
so
right?
Turns out, actually, yes, it was in a fight. Glance on the He's having a much less happy time with things. Trying to get towards the blast cone. Will be able to use it against safety.
Yeah. Manages to ensure that they have a wonderful explosion out to safety. Hang on, grab Starfall though. An additional spear comes on through and pierces the heart of Braum.
Sets up on the sideline. Now going to get aggressed onto by Niket. Oh, it comes through. Niket, rather. Not another great shockwave. And it will be a 1 for none on the sideline. Niket doesn't die on the side.
He was potentially looking to see whether a win becomes lightning over a wall could happen. Won't quite happen.
1xn going towards that mid lane, has Herald. This is actually important because NIP are not actually winning out on the overall gold trade. I mean, TT are happy taking the mid lane.
Dragon comes on, being attacked by Thunder Talk. Try and set from Nightcat on the front line, gets a decimating smash down, interrupted actually onto Hoya into the back line, goes Doomby really deep, Dawning Shadow across the top of them, gets some value, but has to go straight back out again. All the while, 1xn trying to get the kill, does do so into solo kill, and survives, leaves attempt on his life. Shockwave onto Nightcat, gets some value. They finally bring down the Lucian, but at what cost? In goes Doomby, trying to get some knockups, flash on forward from Hoya, who's just on top of the Akali. Leave needs to run, hit by the command attack, the dissonance, and leaves Bones being jarred apart. He's hit by the big mechanical ball. Hoya, Roar of the Slayer, slow onto Senna, flash away, Curse of the Black Mist, and maybe, just maybe, Flash for Senna can't get inside the auto range, needs to get inside that passive, last embrace, Leave still running, teleport coming on through, and I think he's out.
Leave! I think Leave and 1xn, they are the two AD carries who have put themselves on the shortlist to really make something of themselves. Distance, I really love the way that Setup's using the Enchanter properties of the Orianna. Braum just goes wide.
Khan has been aggroed. A little bit wary of those resists being shredded. They're starting it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no depth charge now. That does hurt things a little bit. Look, this is the Intercarn angle. Hoya's coming across the side. The front line is massive. Zetab, if he gets himself a good shockwave, could do a hell of a lot of work. Great teleport behind, though, from Akali.
Really scary. Now Solo coming on the flank angle as well. It's all going to get very ugly indeed. The damage of Brutal Doomby can kill them all. 1xn trying to buy some time, but it's just not even found. The hourglass runs out of sand, and towards the Anagarn they go. It is Intercard hours, and Ninjas in Pyjamas put TT to bed.
Why would you do that, TT? What reason is there to do that? They can't close off all the angles. They get flanked by both solo laners, and TT, at such a lead, will now fall behind after an awful Anagarn setup puts them behind.
That, I mean, yeah, you know what? It really fucking sucked. That's what we're going to say.
Yeah. It just does, and you know, I mean, I'll have to excuse our language as the co-stream. Turns out it's our party and we can do what we want.
Ah, genius.
We're very funny here, and we are not at all over-indexing on solo stuff.
Side lane plays.
Setup on side lanes has not been successful in today's game. Shockwave will cancel out the W. It's not bad, but it won't save him.
He's trying to run away with the phase rush for a little bit, gets himself a Seraph shield, but no angel on your shoulder is saving you from the pizza baker.
Does buy a lot of time to push out mid lane, though. Credit to CT. They'll get a mid lane in a turret. Setab dies pretty unceremoniously, going to 1 and 4, but the inner turret raises a really good point. It's not going to be attracting as much. The Senna stacks at this point of the game are absurd.
Oh, you are so right.
Not having to spend gold on boots because you're happy at just sitting around on your... Just easily will walk up and shred that tower. Tower's gone down. 2,000.
The rest of his team a chance to show
I'm just saying, if you talk about champions of chat, don't you forget our queen of the Zersai Rek'Sai. I'm just saying, you don't leave her out of the conversation.
I mean, that turret's gone. It's just disappearing.
There you go. 3 grubs really helping with that. They get the extra adaptive force from the Paddles as well, remember? That definitely helps them. And Leave is just taking Orianna shields onto the Lucian. I just don't think that's the case now. Doomby going to hit another E. Could take this back in and chooses to do so.
Lots of damage back. Gets the rocket belt forwards. Flash forwards into raid. Setup goes golden. Dawning Shadow is there and buys Doomby a lot of time. Has his R back up. Finally knocked weapon onto over the wall. The ignite finally brings him low. Had to blow the flash, did Aki. But all the while, Dragon's going down.
A lot of issues.
That it is. NIP now rewarding into the enemy jungle. A Comet Spear into Smite combo gets one. Aki now trying to step on forward, but Feather desperately low. Glacier Fisher comes on down. TT looking to try and trade from that 1xn. Needs to find an angle. The depth charge comes down on top of him, so can't get any autos off as yet.
Look at the range!
Just doing insane damage from 30 miles away. He's a railgun! International Aki is dead. Solo kill gets it. Backline this Aatrox goes. And he is taking no prisoners. The world ender. At least the game ender. Leave flashes forward. Can't quite get the damage down onto 1xn, but a lone survivor as Hoya's Ghost will finally burn on down. Tries to go towards that wave, should pick it on out.
This is like an all-time Ascena stacking game. Right? I don't know how the hell he did that. We missed it for a little while. We should have really kept it closer.
This is something of my issue with TT in this current iteration going towards Lucian games. I don't think the 1xn has played per se a bad Lucian game, but the team is not coordinated and comfortable enough in the early game to actually snowball with it. They need 1xn on late game insurance because they just need to be able to get to this stage and just have the guy blast out DPS in a team fight, because I don't know whether they've got the skill set to do it any other way. Hoya from this Siren has actually had a pretty good game on that champion. Closest member in gold to his opposite number. In comes the Grand Starfall. Niall looking for a backline angle. The H-Soak comes on down. They're trying to turn onto the great. The Crescent Guard comes on down. Niall flashing on out for a little moment. Doomby chunk low, shockwave onto him. The Akali goes golden, but I think Doomby is going to die. That's pretty significant. Now Niall, remember, very low. Doesn't have a lot of those cooldowns. Leave though. Dangerous. Potentially going to get some value. Got stunned up! Oh, the Lucian gets two! It's not over! It's not over! Solo kill caught up, and Setup gets another!
I am speechless. I'm legitimately speechless. A minute 30 edge just yet, and there is a Baron. But NIP have lost gold on this Baron push. And with it dying off now, they can't use that to brute shove the rest of the way.
Oh! Leave! Not again! No, leave! Survives this time. Just about out. Cullen comes across the wall. He's low, but not now. Dawning Shadow comes across. Does a fair amount of damage. Setup is going to be caught in that. Goes gold. Means the solo kill's gone very deep. Aki in the backline. Crescent Guard goes on down. Grand Starfall coming back in. Solo kill gets over the wall. Doomby this time flashing away. Broad passive. 1xn gets the autos. Vigilance passive proccing. Leave from 30 miles away. Doing his best, but 1xn not touched. Hoya gets the knock up. It's a 3v3. And I think, unfortunately, for the side of Thunder Talk, Leave this time survives the onslaught.
Satab almost made the hero play. The flash shockwave onto Leave. Put himself in front of everyone. Maybe he's gone towards some support items instead of full tank as well to help out his AD carry.
Right choice,
which is completely the correct. I don't see many people going toward this kind of build. Be huge value.
Set up. Oh, my day's gone golden, but he does have a flash. Needs to be potentially burn it. Going low. Glacial Fisher buys time. Look at Solical on the other side, very low. Gets a massive heal, though. My God. Trying to get some nice redemption comes through. Keep one alive. Feather is dead. Trying to get some value, but they've lost two. And 1xn just can't find the kills in NIP. Finally bring down Aki and Feather.
Be playing by NIP and TT. While they won't lose the game here, it's another crushing loss from them.
You do need someone to bring regular anti-heal. Doesn't mean those shockwaves are more utility than raw damage against the tankier members in particular. Banshee's Veil being built towards by Doomby's got the Verdant Barrier, another inhibitor turret down, and Leave now at 199 stacks.
Jesus Christ.
Where's the 200 coming?
Well,
there it is.
And that 200 stacks on Senna. Folks, very rarely will you see this on a fasting setup. This is a farming Senna. Flash forward from Aki.
And Leave just gets to stand back. Still got the Dawning Shadow. They try to run away. TT pull the trigger to no avail. Doomby in the backside. Redemption comes up down. Doomby goes golden. 1xn trying to get some more down. Gets the culling down, but there's no damage to be found. The only thing being culled is his own team's base and life bars. Towards the Nexus turrets we go. Feather down. 5v4. Thunder Talk must do the unthinkable. Kill off the weapon to end all weapons. Leave as a Metal Gear. Kojima, take notes. He's throwing out shot after shot after shot. And the piercing darkness will throw Thunder Talk into the long, long dark of a game lost, you have to imagine.
I mean, there's no Akali else coming up in a couple of seconds. Great hook from Nightcat. Kills off Setup, and that will be the end of the game. Ninjas in Pyjamas fire back on their home stage and take a win against their ex-jungler in Aki on TT. well. Hoya goes back towards Nam. No, not that high priority right now, but is pretty damn good into the Cassante. It's a well-trusted matchup. Well, traveled matchup, rather.
That one which just immediately heading on over and stacking that one very, very early. And again, you're into a smolder. One of the old school win conditions is just hit Soul fast.
That, and also, I think this is not something which is well recognized by the league community. Skill issue, basically. You gotta hit your shit.
It's like, I mean, I love the fact that, it used to be Korean advice. It's now become skill issue. Aki actually needs to be a bit wary here. Hit by the Sonic Wave and the Resonating Strike. Flash on forward from setup, get the Fate Sealed after. Now gonna get hand shook. And we'll have to reset. Flash on down.
Feather's got the Ghost running.
Yeah, gets the Headbutt Pulve on 2, and now NIP in danger. Trying to Realm Warp out, will not do so. Lee sent down. Permafrost, bailout. Do and be down for the count. They get a double onto 1xN.
1xN gets a double before he even gets his ult. The
Has
Ghost
been really good, but not without his occasional
watch this again. The actual HP of the dragon goes down very quickly. Good knockup. That's blind actually from setup. Here comes Niket rather.
Flail was put up forwards there by Aki, trying to body block off. Into the backline goes the Lee Sin. Had the Resonating Strike flashed away. Needs to try and ward hop out to safety and does so. Setup will rebind the soul, but Solo Killer's awaiting. Needs to try and queue through something and will die. Dragon for 1.
Dragon for 1 as Nio can't get the steal, but Setup stays way too long on his own in the backline.
One effective. You may well to see a very dead Smolder a lot. Nice little jump forward there from Hoya. Gets a massive chunk. Duombi needs to be really aware.
Wow. Hoya, great combo. And this is why I didn't mind him picking up something like the Gnar. He is comfortable on this. See how he spreads out his Qs and his auto attacks to make sure it was prime damage coming through. Didn't waste any DPS there. Aki flew through to complete the kill, and Duombi did have flash. Couldn't use it.
I was ranting about Renata, and Duombi's just dead.
Yeah, he just hopped. Pop goes the Duombi. And it's on his... By the way, folks, I mean, I guess we didn't touch on this in...
true.
You're
so right.
This is Duombi's Rise. A champion which has been permanently banned away from him. First turret's going to go with TT on the top side of the map. That'll give them the feats of strength.
Against 3 grubs, by the way.
Yeah. Against 3 grubs, getting the first turret is...
Challenge.
Yeah, we actually need an emote channel. That's a very good point. Ooh, not bad from setup. He's backwards. Get some damage onto Niket.
Herald doesn't get the charge.
It's gonna... Yeah, and it's not going to. There's a smite on Nio. You can use it if he wants to.
Pathmaker behind. That's a massive all-out Fate Sealed. Interrupted because Nio was in the way. Kick back and a kill onto Setab.
Setab gets caught out by Solo Kill. Great angle. And the Herald doesn't even get anything in mid lane. TT. Backing up his Q. Solo Kill will see this. Able to punt someone away from the objective. Smolder not here yet. Everyone just teleported in. Realm Warp being used to reposition.
Here we go again. Teleport comes flying on through. Looking for some value on the backline. They dead. It's stolen by Nio. How does that happen? They kill off Solo Kill, but the Lee Sin, God of Smite, steals again, gets into the backline.
Yeah, Aki was focused on getting a fight, and Nio landed the Q on the Atakan. Now, Dragon is available, and Solo Kill is down. This might be the sole point, but giving over the Atakan, not really what you wanted there. They will get the objective and the kill. Can they get a tower afterwards? If they get that, I think they stomach it. But losing that Atakan and giving some XP and some adaptive force over to NIP is not really... Go for a kickback on the turret. He's going to go for the ward hop. We'll see.
Thinking about it, there comes the tier 1 damage. They just pick it up, nicely done. NIP away with that one of the gold lead now in NIP's favor, just about.
The 3 grubs really helping them out with that top, that mid lane tower push, and TT have not been able to get the inroads on side lanes. They would have really liked to upset NIP when they start pushing in. Tower is undefended for now. There is a Realm Warp. So hang on, they're using it aggressively in mid lane.
1xN potentially in danger. Has got the flash. Gets room prisoned. Needs to back away. Flip kick. Insect. 1xN trying to kill her away. Flash. Slowed down by the smite. Glacial prison. 1xN. Footwork. Flash. Q3 from Solo Kill gets that one. Gorgeous stuff from NIP.
Duombi sets up the aggressive angle as TT leave 1xN too isolated in the mid lane, and it's on Baron Spawn. The skill check of Lee Sin is asked of to Nio, and he comes up with a fantastic answer. They'll be able to get their Baron on Spawn as TT lose a crucial kill onto their AD carry mid laner.
I thought that Glacial Prison had done it, and then the footwork flash from Solo Kill after. I want to see that replay because there's so much cool things happening.
Yeah, 1xN just did not respect the Rune Prison.
Yes.
The Rune Prison after the Realm Warp. He should have flashed earlier, I think. Duombi didn't have flash. There is no reason for him to get caught out like that. And a misstep from 1xN on something like that Kai'Sa. you know, he is a large amount of the damage that TT have. Also, I really think TT have been struggling to get their own aggressive combos down and stuff like the by the Rise at that point. And the rest of the team's just far too far away. They just disrespected Doombee's Rise, a classic of his, of course, and he gets a great ultimate there.
Him potentially starting in a minute though. Onyx getting a lot of damage. Doombee's low. Gets himself a bit of heal back with the redemption. Now Nio going on in. Tries to get the kick on forwards. Feather low. Body a burned out leave. Gets that one with the execute. The stacks fully on in. And they get the kill on the Alistair.
Yeah, it's really dangerous when TT don't get the damage on leave. They can maybe get one kill there, but Smolder would clear up. That's why they have to call the retreat so quickly, and Setup wasn't in position again. TT are dying before they get everyone in position. Again, Yone was on the flank there, but couldn't get close enough to join the party itself. He's at 2 items, but NIP, they're going for a realm up forwards. I think they'll just leave it.
Oh, no, they won't.
They will. They won't go for the full engage. They leave the tank there, and they'll just take the tower.
Does allow them to get the turret and the inhibitor after 40 seconds on Dragon. There's a world here actually where TT take the fight now around the Dragon because NIP have not been able to reset and spend all their ill-gotten gains.
NIP get themselves the full inhibitor in mid lane.
So, bit of a handshake comes on forward. Aki gets the kick. Nio now in danger of the hostile takeover. Lands with the Sejuani. Value coming on forward. They get the kill onto that Sejuani.
They just keep going back mid and they just keep getting kills. It keeps working for them. Feather, bunch of damage goes on to him. And TT, I think they've made one too many mistakes in the mid lane. Nio's Lee Sin strikes again.
That it does. They managed to get that one key pick onto the Kai'Sa and everything snowballs from there. TPing in an NIP, they found the chink in the armor and they've blown it wide open. Thunder Talk on the back foot, bleeding out. Had they got a final strike in them anywhere?
I just don't think they do. Smolder's still full HP. They still have Renata bail out. The turrets are falling. God, the Smolder damage is high.
3 items on this Dragon who's grown up a little. Hits the damage, getting more across, just continues, breathing on it. One to the backside, trying to get to value with setup. Abides his soul, but I think it'll be a little too permanent. Solo kill goes all out, and Antofo strikes him down. NIP 2-1.
TT